Your character is your personality. Arrogant. Are you
arrogant?
Are you the kind who make decisions, or are you the kind that sit down, calculate? Now that should determine who you are. Yes.
But your personality doesn't hide. Even if you're in the crowd and you've hidden, people will always spot you and pick you out. Alphie will do this for us. Alphie will do this for us.
So that basically means people have two characters.
Yeah.
It just depends how you pick it up. One personality is really good, and then there's this other personality that is way off. So technically it's a disease.
Yeah,
because you have what we call multiple personality disorder. So that means also the external forces around you also contribute to who you are.
Hi guys, this is Fyetuka TV and you're watching today on Fire.
This is Alphie.
Yeah, and Tabby.
Personality hapo ndo tunaanzia. So personality is what? Is character.
It's your character.
Your character is your personality.
Yeah.
And then what's your personality? Traits. Those are traits.
Those are traits.
Yes. What are your
traits? Make up your personality.
Exactly.
Yes.
Are you arrogant? Are you
arrogant?
Are you an overthinker? Are you quiet? Are you active?
Or strong-willed?
Strong-willed. Yeah. How do you make decisions? Are you the kind who make decisions, or are you the kind that sit down, calculate?
Yes, you're calculative.
Now that should determine who you are. Yes. Now that is so much about me. What about you? Ulijijulia wapi? Ama ulinotice uko na nini? What makes you stand out from your friends per se?
Oh, hey, I realized my giftings after high school. Yes. Because in high school, I was in boarding, and in school, mutuma shule kusoma peke yake, not doing so much. So just high school was just high school. The dramas is a high school. Za kusoma peke yake, no much.
Haukuwa na boyfriend mahali?
Why the way?
Because hautachoma.
There's a wall here.
Exactly.
But I was a captain of netball. I was a captain of netball.
Kwa hivyo ulikuwa outgoing at some point.
I was outgoing, and then I used to volunteer in scouts. So anytime they would go for games, they would call me. Okay. And anytime they had anything for wildlife, I remained to be that person of wildlife. We tried to kickstart the club, but anytime there was wildlife, I would be there. Anytime there were things to do with scouts, I was there, because I think the teachers waliona too, I give good first aid. I know my way out about first aid. So I was outgoing. Outgoing, and we went out.
Yes.
And we went out.
You see?
And in Jomo Kenya, we used to go to Jomo Kenyatta most of the time to do ball games. But I had a boyfriend then.
Yes.
There was a thingy.
Like a high school thingy. There was a thingy.
He was a guy back from Mashamba, Ushago.
Where? Okay.
So, but he by the time I was joining, when I was in Form 1, I was still in school. I think he was clearing that year when I was in Form 1. But you see, in Form 1, bado nilikuwa new. Wouldn't have...
Haukujijua, bado unajitafuta.
Sikujijua, kuna Form 4s, ukiwezi enda tuko umeingia kwa games. Kwa tu hapo umetulia. So when I used to go out, we never met actually. So nilikuwa hapo naona watu na my boyfriends wao nini. So me
ukakuwa mama. Ukajificha.
Mimi nilikuwa najificha.
At introvert. Sasa umekuwa introvert.
Yes, that was me, an introvert. Nilianza kuwa an introvert early. Even in primary school, by the way, I was a good introvert. They would call people out to go and do singing. I would go and I would fake the voice of a frog, and I would crack my voice while singing. Mwalimu ananiambia go out. And but my sisters wali join kuimba mapema, but me I didn't. I knew school was just school. You just go soma maliza. But on Saturday, that is when now I would be me.
Well, you done.
Yes,
in church.
Yes. On Saturdays, we used to go every afternoon. tunashikana kaguna njia church, go do your practices, go do clean church, go do this, go. I started volunteering, loving to volunteer in church mapema sana.
Okay. So
but in school I'm an introvert. By the space of my friends on Saturdays, and I would do things, call people, let's come, let's organize ourselves, let's do this, let's do that.
So what changed after high school? What made you become an extra?
Am I an extrovert really?
Yes, you are.
I am not. I think I'm an extrovert amongst the people that I know. Yeah. And when I know I have a mission, there's something I want to achieve, going somewhere, I don't know, I create this. Then me comes out. The
personality now, the other side that people don't see.
The other side that people don't see. I come out, talk to people, mingle, do this, do that, talk to somebody. If I'm going to town to do something and I've said that I need to talk to somebody, I will talk to that person. But huko kwingine, I'm just me, quiet, a good girl.
So what does that tell you about personality? So because you have two personalities. There's that personality where you're an introvert, which I think is the primary personality.
Yes.
Then when you're in the crowd, I would say you are an extrovert. Now for me, it's the other way around. Yes, for me, it's the other way around. Technically, I'm an introvert. Nah.
Are you an introvert?
Yes, I am. You see, you're in shock.
Really?
I spend 85% of the time I spend alone.
But you like being alone, but also you like being in the crowd.
Yeah, being in the crowd, but being the shadow. Then the problem is this shadow becomes too big, so it's always noticed.
But your personality doesn't hide. Even if you're in the crowd and you've hidden, people will always spot you and pick you out. Alphie will do this for us. Alphie will do this for us.
So what does this tell us about personalities and characters? Because you notice we have two characters. There's that one shining character and then there's this dim character.
This other character.
So that basically means people have two characters.
Yeah.
It just depends how you pick it up.
How you pick it up, and also how you realize that this is who I am, and then working on it. Like where you need to do something, you take that which is for you, that which will make you shine and get the results that you want to get.
Now, let me just dirty the water a bit. So what happens when these people, you have a character, you have this one person, you have this one, two characters. One personality is really good, and then there's this other personality that is way off. Actually, technically, it's actually a disease. Technically, it's a disease.
Yeah,
because you have what we call multiple personality disorder. So in this personality, you realize this person, before they're triggered, probably they're very cool, they're very calm,
very cool,
very composed. But when their trigger happens, whatever the trigger is, they switch to this other personality. And most of the time, they never remember what they did once they go back. So how do you cope with that?
How you cope with that? As you've said, triggers.
And so we need to find your trigger and then switch off the trigger.
Switch it off. Switch it off. if that whatever the character or that your personality, which is so bad that if you're so guilty, when you think about it, you're so guilty, like how can I do this? How come I did this? Get to know the triggers, and if possible, try and avoid it. If you see a certain situation coming your way and you know this is a trigger, try.
Yeah, okay.
Try.
I think most of the time we try. The only problem that usually comes up is that when the second personality comes up, and let's say we go overboard, that personality goes overboard, probably you commit a crime. Now, our laws, they don't recognize that as a disease. It actually becomes, it's an offense, it's a criminal offense. Yes. So instead of being taken to hospital, actually taken to jail. And
you see, most people, they prefer living alone. And that is why we say no man should be an island. If you find yourself having this kind of traits, this kind of characters, your people around you also need to be informed about it. They need to be counseled about it, how to work with you, your friends, how to work with you, how to support you, so that you don't find yourself alone. Anytime a trigger comes, you can call somebody, You can tell somebody, hey, manze, niko kwa fix.
Ile situation
before it goes, it escalates. Yeah. And most of the time we don't have that support.
Yep, that is usually actually the challenge. And that's
the challenge.
Okay, and for me, I think also most people don't know their personalities. They don't know their characters. So
we don't know we have problems. We have issues. Yeah.
Yeah. So starting point should be know who you are.
No. No.
Exactly, because once you know who you are, I think the rest can be handled.
There are some questions you're asking yourself. How come I'm doing this? How come this and this is happening to me? Get to find out.
And then tackle it.
Yes, after if you've done the first step, I'm sure you'll find a way to take another step.
Okay, true. But again, like you said, you realized, okay, I think you found your personality after high school. I found myself, okay, let's say
quite early.
Quite early, upper primary, found out who I was and grew up with that. But again, even if I found out who I was, there was a challenge of me being me. Because now there are forces, the external forces all around. And if you don't play your cards right, then so that means also the external forces around you also contribute to who you are. A
lot, because people have expectation of how Alphie should behave, of how Alphie should be, of how Tabby, a church girl, should.
It should be, exactly.
Should be, yeah. And those external factors, I think they affect a lot, and they contribute to us. Maybe I was not an introvert, but all that pressure, they kind of made me, want to be alone.
Be alone.
Yeah.
Compose yourself and forget about the rest of the world.
Like you're going outside to play and your child, you're being told, no, please come back. There are duties to do. Please, you cannot do this. You cannot. There are always the laws. You cannot. So you find yourself shutting.
Yes.
And slowly by slowly, that shutting becomes my personality.
It becomes your personality.
And it becomes who I am.
And later on, you cannot get out of it.
You cannot get out of it.
Solution. You've known yourself, fine. We've started with that. I'm this introvert, I'm an extrovert, fine. But okay, does it contribute to who you become in life? Like, does it contribute to your careers? Does it contribute to your marriage? Does it contribute to the friends you make later in life?
I think hey, now you've become the host.
I'm just throwing curveballs. So I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to look at. Yeah, you're answering them. Okay, let me just ask the question and find out.
Yeah, they really are these characters. Yeah, they affect a lot. They affect the choices that you make. How parenting. They say parenting affect a lot how we interact with ourselves, how our personalities, how you grow up to be this kind of person, and then later on you realize, oh, I'm this, or oh, I'm not that. And after knowing whatever you are, or whoever you are, then start acting on it. If for you it's a weak point, this is you call it a weakness, and you have another strength, then get to work on yourself. Accept yourself first. Accept yourself. This is what I'm dealing with. This is who I am. This is what I'm dealing with, and it's affecting my choices in life. It's affecting my relations around my life. So, get to strengthen what you can strengthen.
Okay.
So that it's strengthen your strengths, so that you can overshadow your weakness. And your weakness is your weakness.
Your weakness remains your weakness. It will not change, actually.
If you cannot change it, you cannot change it.
Yes.
But by the support around you, the support system that you have can really strengthen you such that that weakness becomes something very small.
It's not small. It's not actually something that grows.
Yes,
to
it's
something
not
else.
something that grows. You don't act on that weakness, that trait that makes you judge yourself so much. Yeah, you kind of start making decisions by your strengths. You're thinking by that what you've strengthened, that trait that is you now. You're thinking, and I think it gives you somebody positive energy. You're happy.
Of course, it gives you a positive. Yeah, because
Yeah.
everything becomes bright.
Everything becomes
And I believe those people who have the, I'll call it positive vibe. When you see somebody who has a positive vibe, actually, they have a tendency to want to see tomorrow. And like a person who doesn't have the positive vibe, because if you don't have a positive vibe, basically it means you're negative. So everything for you is not
negative,
working.
There's no light tomorrow. There's just darkness all around.
Exactly. And you see, I believe that is basically what also contributes to us having suicides.
Very.
Because somebody looks at like, okay, why am I living for tomorrow? I don't have tomorrow is black. But you see somebody here, if you have positive vibes, even if it's looking black, I think you always find that small ray of light somewhere.
You see there's a little bit hope.
Yes, somewhere in the darkness.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, your personality takes, wow, it takes so much to have you. Yeah, to have you. Challenges, I think the challenge that we'll throw out there is for people to find out first of all who they are.
Yes, let's get to know us. Have an interaction with yourself. Get a sit down, sit down with yourself. I think I call it a place of solitude.
Okay. A
place of solitude where you sit down with yourself, get to understand, hey, the decisions I'm making are these, the choices I'm making are these. The circle of my friends, how are they? They have this kind of traits, and why do I have such friends? How are they impacting my life? You know, get to have this sit down with yourself, and then you will be able to understand yourself more. And then reach out to materials, to people whom you can call, who can help you understand yourself better. And then no man is an island. Let's not stay alone.
Let's not stay alone.
Let's not stay alone.
I will try that part of not staying alone, but
let's not stay alone.
I'll try that and then see whether it works out.
Whether it works out.
All right.
If you have great companies, you will never find yourself alone. You'll always want to
move on, go hang out with them.
You want to go hang out with that person. You always want to talk to that person because they kind of motivate you, you know.
Cool. I think that's enough for today. You've not said who you are. This is Alphie. It was a pleasure having you.
Yeah, and Tabitha. It was wonderful.